Hi everyone, welcome back to Beyond Borders Teaching. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time joining us today, my name is Selena. In today's episode, I wanted to highlight and to talk about the bittersweet end to another wonderful and successful school year. There were some notable differences I observed as I often reflect on things that happen here where I'm teaching currently in the US as opposed to my home country. So for this segment, I wanted to discuss the awards and recognitions that happen at the end of the school year, as well as the last week's, and last day of school. Stay tuned. So as the school year comes to a close here in North Carolina, there has been awards and recognition for both the students and the staff, which was something different that I observed as compared to my home country. So throughout the school year, the students of all grade levels from K to 5 are given awards. So they are given awards every quarter, and there are 4 quarters that make the school year. So for the last week of school, they would have been having various award ceremony for EC students, K2 students, and then 3 to 5 students at different times throughout the day across 2 days. So for my students, they would have had their 4th quarter awards. They would have been given awards for the PBIS celebrations, as I would have spoken to you all about that before, the Positive Behavior Intervention Systems. They would have been Kind Kid Award, Highest Success Maker in both ELA and Math Award, Science Award, Social Studies Award, Terrific Kid Award, AB Honor Roll Award, A Honor Roll Award, Bringing Up Grades Award, and for the lower grades, they would have had Sight Words Award, as well as they would have been given awards for the various resources. So SEL, Lab, PE, Art, Music, Media, they would also be given various resource awards. So it's a time for the kids to celebrate and to be recognized for their hard work and for their achievements during the 4th quarter and throughout the school year as well. At the end, the principal also selects persons for the Citizenship Award. Now, I felt a deep honor for this personal award, for the Citizenship Award, as it was my 2 past students who are in 5th grade. They would have been nominated for that Citizenship Award. So that filled me with a sense of pride and joy. Also, there was a Student of the Month Award. And as I sat there and hearing the principal read off the very first sentence about the child that she was going to call, I said to myself, that sentence sounds familiar. Then time she read the second sentence, I knew it was my words, it was my student. So that really, really made me happy that my students are being recognized for not only what I see in them, but for also persons around the school, what they see in them too. So I love the awards time. It's a good time for the students to have their own self-reflections on their growth and how well they are progressing in school. The award ceremony this time as well, 4th grade got to attend the 5th grade awards/graduation ceremony. So that was also very touching and moving to see many of my students who I would have taught last school year now in their 5th year leaving school. So that really filled my heart with joy as well as a layer of sadness. Of course, I'm excited for their new chapter. They are about to begin in middle school. However, it's also sad for me to see them leaving and knowing that next school year, I won't see them in the building. But all the best to them, and I know they will continue to shine no matter where they go. I like to think of teaching as one of those very few professions that you plant seeds in these students, and sometimes you don't necessarily see it grow because they go on to different states. They go on to their lives, and you may not know what happened along the way. But because you sowed the seed, you know that you left an impact in them. that will continue to bloom and blossom for life. And that's why I think teaching is really my calling. It's my ministry. As I've said before, academics, yes, but I like to teach the whole child, socio skills, emotional skills, problem solving skills, all those things help with a more holistic being. So the award ceremony is something that I didn't observe happen in my home country. I would remember when I attended high school, it was around that time I started to get awards for various subject areas. However, in my elementary school, or in my country, we say primary school days, there was no awards. We had graduation ceremony at the end of standard 5 in elementary school, primary school, and I started to get awards when I entered high school, or in Trinidad we say secondary school. Another award category goes towards the staff, classified and certified staff. They are Teacher of the Year Award, Beginning Teacher of the Year Award, and Classified Staff Award. So this year, those awards were given to my 4th grade peer and dear friend. She was selected as Teacher of the Year Award, and she definitely deserves it in every way. I've never known someone so kind, so helpful, so generous, so attentive to the needs of persons around her, so willing to serve, so dedicated to her work. She'd often stay back at school, many times 4 o'clock. Sometimes she's the last to leave to make sure she's preparing work and setting the day for her kids. I must say I look up to her in many ways. The way she structured her class, the way she manages her classroom behaviors and expectations, the many charts she puts up, all the things she puts into the duties of her job. She is truly amazing and deserving of the award. So when they announced it in our last staff meeting, she was sitting right next to me and we just hugged one another. Her eyes was filled with tears because, of course, it was another honor to be seen, to be recognized for her hard work. Also, too, when we had retesting, I and her were in the same classroom, and there's a lovely shelf at the back of her desk. And I observed she has been given Teacher of the Year in 2 different schools before. So she continues to excel wherever she goes and continues to be an example and a model for many teachers. She truly deserves the award. Also, my friend, my dear and personal friend who will be on our podcast, our channel in soon time to come, she was also selected as Teacher of the Year at her school. Also making strides as an international teacher. She definitely is exceptional in the things that she would have introduced, the things that she would have persevered through as an international teacher, the things that she would have started anew in her school, so much so that she has been showing various teachers how to do slides and different things to make their presentations more engaging and interactive for her class, for their classes. And this is only her 2nd year. So I know there's more to come out of her. Te amo, amiga. So yes, 2 friends of mine would have been selected for the Teacher of the Year Award this year. I'm so proud and so happy for them. They both truly, truly deserve it. So as I said, Teacher of the Year Award is selected from school for each school within the district, TCS district. And then there's one that is selected across the district for all of the district for perfect attendance, which was given to yours truly, as I did not miss a day of school for the 2024 to 2025 school year, because I know my kids would miss me dearly. I would miss them too, as I currently am. As well as with taking a day, you would have to create a sub-plan. So in your sub-plan, you more or less give your lesson plan, you give a guide as to everything the students supposed to be doing within the various time periods, where they'll be need to be taken to for lunch, or if they have a resource, as well as you'd have to print out whatever you need to have, you would like them to do for the day. Everything has to be printed and done. So oftentimes that is a lot to do. So I rather be there at school than to go through all that heartache if it is I don't need to take the day. So I'm thankful for my Perfect Attendance Award. It definitely also shows my commitment to the job, won't you say? Last week of school, it goes by really quick. And even though you want it to come to an end, sometimes you also wish it would move slower. At least for me, because there was so much happening that last week of school with regards to the PBIS celebrations. The students had the graduations for fifth grade, the awards ceremony. There was also a clap out ceremony for fifth grade. There was also a growth ceremony for those students who would have been taking M class, which is reading a reading system used for the students. So a growth parade for K2. So the kids walked out with posters with various things showing how many points they grew by in their reading, and all classes were there cheering them on, giving them high fives and supporting them, and to see the joy on their faces, knowing that people are celebrating their success. So that week has a lot taking place. So it's usually goes by quickly, and there's so much taking place as well to end the year in regards to returning laptops, having them wiped down, cleaned to return to the media room, making sure all the students have returned their books to the library. Usually after class party, attendance tends to drop. Within that last week as well, we would announce to the kids who would have passed the EOGs and those who were not proficient on the EOGs. So we would give them a letter to take home, which their parents would indicate if they would like them to retake the EOGs. Also, after class party, I try to give my kids all their books they would have utilized for the school year. So that way they could continue to work with them at home. And all their notebooks, any extra pencils or anything like that I have for them, I usually let them take it home. And on the very, very last day of school for the kids, it's a half day. And that's the day in which you give reports. So I would have given out reports to the students that came, and the ones that didn't come, it would have been given to the office. Needless to say, those last few days of school, that last week, is often quite frustrating with all the stuff that is taking place, all the things that's happening, all the things that are due, all the ins and outs of persons coming for different things, persons asking for different things, and of course, that feeling of knowing that your year has ended with your kids, that in the next school year they'll be in another grade and they will no longer be your personal babies. So of course it was bittersweet. I would say it also brought a tear to my eyes, because of course I love these kids like my own. And as I've always said before, children don't learn from people they don't like. And I love my kids, and because of that love I give to them naturally, that love I give to them genuinely, that connection is formed and it's for a lifetime. So I know they'll be in fifth grade next year, but they will always be in my heart. So as that day ended for class party and that last day of school, of course, it left me a bit emotional. It's bittersweet because, of course, I'm looking forward to enjoying summer, but I know I will miss my kids as well. And going forward as well into the next school year, I know that some of them may not return to my school, as I was even told of within the next week when it was a required week for teachers. I was informed one of my students will not be returning. And I became emotional because I did not know that before. And several members of staff knew, and I guess they assumed I knew as well, but I honestly did not. So that was something kind of heart-wrenching for me, and something I would say is part of my culture shock here in the US. Because in my home country, students usually are in the school from the first grade, from infant one all the way to standard five. There are, of course, rare cases where students move, or they end up going to a different school, but not as how much turnover there is in the schools here in the US. Now, I remember in my very first teaching year, that was something I realized I had to get accustomed to, because it's something that happened within my very first teaching year as well. So yes, a bittersweet end, successful, wonderful year with my kids. My love for them will never change, and I continue to wish them the best in fifth grade. Whether it be in our school or in another school, I know they will continue to excel and do well. To officially wrap up the end of the school year, after that last week of when the kids go off the summer break, teachers are required to be at school for 2 weeks, 1 week being required and the second week being optional. On that first week, when students would have been sent off for summer break as a fourth grade teacher, however, from third to fifth grade, students would often have to come back for remediation. This is where we reteach all the things, practice testing, test taking skills with them so that they can retake their EOGs. This year, the Monday fell on a holiday, so we didn't have any school that day. On the Tuesday, I remediated with my kids in both the areas of math and ELA. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, some had to retake both ELA and math tests, and some had to only retake one of the tests, whether it be ELA or math. So we would have had to remediate the Tuesday, and then on the Wednesday and Thursday, we were up on our feet, proctoring and administering the test, walking around, supervising them, making sure they are doing what they are supposed to do. So that would have taken up time from me being able to organize my class. So on the Friday, at our school, we had a multicultural celebration. So I was really excited and delighted for that, to represent my country of Trinidad and Tobago. So the principal would have allowed us to leave school after the students were finished testing on Thursday, so that we can go purchase items, get decorations, etc., to decorate our areas for the multicultural celebrations we had on Friday. On Friday, when I got to school, I had to finish up my PowerPoint. I would have walked with items that I could have prepared at school. I walked with some Trini snacks. I would have made coconut drops. I also made jira pork, and I made fried plantains. The pork was definitely a hit. Persons are asking for recipes. Don't worry, I'll get it to you all very soon. So it was really nice. We had the persons from the Philippines as well. They had their spread and their display. A colleague as well from Jamaica, as well as two colleagues from Puerto Rico representing the Hispanics. So we would have had various presentations on our Clear Touch, as well as the various foods and drinks at the tables. And in the center had tables and chairs for persons to eat, and there's where the principal would have made the various announcements and talked about wrapping up the end of the school year. So that was the Friday. And the following week now, the required week that I'm now in, is where I'm getting to really attend to my class and attend to my duties, such as filling out the cum folders, making sure to put in the necessary documentation with regards to their EOG results, their attendance results, and things of that nature, putting in those documentations within the cum folders, and stripping my walls from the various posters and things like that, and getting the classroom prepared by removing the tables and chairs, stacking it to one side of the classroom, removing things from on my desk, packing things in the cupboards, emptying out the bookcase and things of that nature, so that it will be easy for the custodians to clear out the class completely, so that they will wax the floor and do whatever is needed to be done in regards to repairs. So I'm finally getting into that this week, and I'm hoping to be done completely by this week, because this is the optional week we are currently in, and I wouldn't have had time for my required week as my students were retesting, and we had that multicultural celebration, which was fantastic. As I discussed before with regards to the Teacher of the Year award, I did a little bit of research, because I did not know before that in my home country there was a Teacher of the Year award that has been taking place over several years. So I was informed that Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association tutor persons can nominate persons to become Teacher of the Year award, and it comes with an amount of $10,000 towards that teacher. There's a dinner, and they are honored and celebrated at that awards ceremony. I didn't know that before, and that's all I know about it. So my Trinidadian teachers, my Trinidad and Tobagonian teachers, if you know anything further, if I've missed anything, please feel free to share down below so that more persons can be informed about it. Because I know of 3 fellow teachers back home, and out of those 3 fellow teachers, only 1 teacher was able to shed some light on the Teacher of the Year Awards, and 2 of them did not know about it either. So I'm not sure what's the disconnect. Note, the person that I would have seen a video of, one of my favorite local comedians of Trinidad and Tobago, also a fellow teacher, Stefan Philomine. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. I saw that he mentioned he got the Teacher of the Year award, and he is definitely deserving. He has wonderful content, and he's always doing something for the community or for his kids that he teach. So therefore, I really know he is deserving of that award based on what I have seen. He seems to have a lovely character, dedicated, and loves his students. So congratulations, Stefan. And for the Teacher of the Year award here in the US, things are done a bit differently. The Teacher of the Year award here in the US, I would have mentioned each school selects their Teacher of the Year for their school. Then there's an award given to the Teacher of the Year across the county, across the district. So these are some things I researched that the Teacher of the Year gets. Sorry if I have to read it off because there's a lot. So they are given a trophy and a commemorative plant, a custom CCS Teacher of the Year ring. They are also given monetary gifts such as $300 from the Board of Educators, $500 from an insurance company, $3,000 from a car dealership. The $3,000 they are given are split into 2 parts. Part is for personal use, and the other part must be used for their classroom. They are also given season passes to the Fayetteville Marksmen hockey game. Exciting. They are also given a $50 gift card to an Italian chop house. But something that to me is the icing on the cake, they are given global professional development. In my research, I saw that the Teacher of the Year this year would be given the opportunity to participate in a Go Global North Carolina 2025 program. For this program, they'll be able to travel to the Netherlands to explore international education systems. So that is fantastic. And whether or not we get Teacher of the Year award or not, keep putting your best foot forward every day. You are the Teacher of the Year to the students you teach. Thank you all for joining us again today at Beyond Borders Teaching. Please remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. Congratulations to all the Teachers of the Year out there, as well as every single teacher who shows up daily and makes an impact in these children's lives. We can't do it without you. The world needs teachers. We have an important role to play. Enjoy your summer, everyone. Bye.